All right, so we get a lot of great feedback from regular viewers of my weekly videos, and a lot of times the things I talk about, they just lead to other questions on different topics that people would like me to address. And so the other night, I'm sitting on the couch and I got an email, and yes, I do check the emails. I got an email from about a couple weeks ago from a very nice couple who said this: would love to have a segment on the pros and cons of a revocable living trust versus a standard will in relation to things like IRAs and life insurance, etc. Some brokerage firms don't allow a trust to be the beneficiary of an IRA, and yet having assets outside the trust seems to defeat the purpose of having a trust. This is all very confusing. And so I'm like, hey guys, let's put this together and put a nice video. So that is such a great question, and it's all about estate planning, right? Do you need a living trust, or does a standard will just work as well? Well, with just a standard will, all assets that go through the will are subject to what's known as probate, which is the legal process for distributing your property after you die. It can be expensive and time-consuming, so if you can avoid it, that's almost always better. One great way to avoid probate is to have a living trust, where your assets like properties and bank accounts and stocks and bonds and so forth are transferred into the trust while you're still alive. Then, when you die, your assets are more quickly and easily distributed to your designated beneficiaries by a representative that you choose, someone known as a successor trustee. A living trust avoids probate, and that's important, and also the costs that go with it. And unlike a will, which is public record, your assets are distributed privately. A living trust can also add a level of control over your beneficiaries, which is very important in some cases. So remember, if you use a trust, you will still have a will. It's called a pour-over will, which handles anything that's not actually titled in the trust's name. The will, for instance, is where guardians are named. So really, it's not a question of a will or a trust. The question should be, should I have a will by itself or a trust and a pour-over will combo, right? So you also asked about IRAs and life insurance inside of trusts, right? So IRAs, they have direct beneficiary assignments on them, so they can avoid probate already, and they don't necessarily need to be in a trust unless you want to put some additional controls on how the beneficiary gets the money. Naming the trust as a beneficiary of your IRA can create flexibility issues for the beneficiaries, but if control over your assets is important to you, then this just might be a good option. If you name the trust as the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, the money goes into the trust without probate, and then the net assets of the trust will pass to the trust's heirs, also without probate. But remember this, if you die with a negative net worth and you owe more than you have, the cash from the life insurance will first be used to pay off your debts. If you just name an heir as the beneficiary, then the life insurance is not responsible for paying the debts of the trust. And there's all sorts of other reasons and ways for you to use trusts with life insurance, okay? So that's not all of it, that's just one simple example. And so there's lots of information, and I know all this stuff can be very confusing, but like most everything else in retirement and estate planning, you've got many options. Choosing which option is best for your goals is just one of the things we do every single day here at Lucia Capital Group. We're always here for you. Just give us a call and reach out.